my first time going live on YouTube. So far, nobody is watching. Kind of expected that. I don't know if I'm going to post this after or not. I just haven't been on YouTube I haven't posted anything for a while, so I thought I would try this out for the first time. I'm working on this painting, which I've been working on forever. Anybody? Zoe here, one of my cats is in here as well. So this is a painting I've been working on I started this when I was staying at Josh's, which was probably in June of some time. And hey Martha, thanks for hopping on, I guess we'll say, and 6 other people. Thank you, everyone. So this is my first time going live on here. I haven't been on YouTube for a while, so I just thought I would come on here and try it out. And all you're going to see me doing is working on this here painting. It's almost done. It could have been done a while ago, but every time there's just little things, and every time I add a few brush strokes to the sky, or add a little texture to the ground, it looks a little bit better, I think. So maybe today will be the last session and I can call it done finally and make a frame for it, and then I'll be ready. Hi, Suspensory 9 and Justine. Yes, there is a kitty in here. Zoe, the kitty will probably pop in and out. So I don't know what exactly I'm going to do here. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask me a question, and that'll give me something to talk about. It's the long weekend here in Canada. It's Family Day. Tomorrow is Family Day, but Melody is in Red Deer visiting her mom and her family there, her brothers. So I'm home alone, which is all right. I was gonna work on this painting yesterday, but I ended up just cleaning the house all day, and then also prepping my new work van. Long weekend. Oh, it's a long weekend there too. Is it Family Day, or what holiday is it there? Did Canada just add a holiday to match up a long weekend with you guys, or is it something like a family day there as well? I think it had a lot to do with schools, and they like to have the students to have a break, and the teachers probably too, every so often. So, has something to do with that. President's Day. Okay. Yeah, I started a new job on Tuesday. I kind of let this brush dry out and get it gunked up. Started a new job on Tuesday doing carpentry work still, but for a restoration company. A restoration company I worked for in Red Deer, but they have branches all over Canada. They're like a franchise kind of situation. So I was loading up my work van with tools. Thank you. It's more of the same. I don't really want to do full-time construction and carpentry anymore. I would rather try and figure out a way to make art and do creative, not just whatever creative stuff. And I always probably still do a little bit of carpentry on the side, but I got a mortgage and a daughter, and I need to make a certain amount of money. So for now, this is what I will be doing, and it'll be all right. It's I get a company work van that I get to bring home, and full benefits, which they started immediately, which was really nice of them, because oftentimes you have to wait 3 months, or in this case it was going to be 6 months. But I was like, oh, that's kind of a long time, isn't it? And they wanted me to come work for them because my resume to a restoration company is is pretty good. It's like gold. I worked for that restoration company in Red Deer for 7 years, doing a little bit of everything. When you're doing restoration, so restoration is insurance work basically. If somebody's basement floods, they get a restoration company in. Fire, anything that is an insurance claim on a house, a restoration company generally comes in and deals with it, unless the person cashes out, in which case the insurance companies just pay out. They don't usually pay out what they would pay the restoration company, but some people just take their cash and then they'll do it themselves, or whatever. But they don't give you the full value because they don't want the person to essentially be making money off of them. They give them the cost of the materials and a little bit for labor, but not nearly as much for labor as they would pay out to the restoration company. But if you have the skills to do the work, then it could make sense. So yeah, benefits, company van, fairly flexible schedule. I said I need to be able to, certain days I need to get off at certain times for Melody's volleyball or whatever it may be. So they're good with that. I would basically kind of make my hours within the 7 to 5 kind of range. They'll pay overtime. So there's lots of benefits going to work for them compared to the guy I was working before. The trick is to flood your own home now, Landon. Okay, I'm gonna go back and read some of these comments. Can you show the painting a little bit better for a second? Sure. This is the painting I'm working on of Burt. So Burt is me. I don't want to talk too much about it because my next vlog is gonna be like an art vlog, which will be this painting. I'll kind of tell the story of this painting and this painting, and I'll kind of tell the story and meaning behind it. This one. So, okay, a little bit. So this is a series I'm going to do. This is a character I made based on something someone once told me. And that's all I'll say about it for now. And within the series of this character, I'm going to do a series of reflections. So it'll be, whatever he's seeing at, whatever he's looking at will be reflected in his face, because the idea is his head is like, a sphere, a globe that reflects everything. Kind of like that ball thing in Chicago, that giant mirrored ball, which I think is cool. That'd be cool to go see someday. So, I don't know, that's that. Hi Freddie, hi Glow. The trick is to flood your own home now, Landon. Hey Josh. Yeah, well, because of my crawl space situation, it would take a lot of water to do any damage to my house here now. I would have to light it on fire, but even that, I've got brick exterior walls, so even a fire, this home is pretty good insurance-wise. Love the rocks. Hugs Freddy. Hugs to Freddy. Not sure what the hugs are for, but if you need hugs, then hugs. The rocks, yeah. The reason why I call them moon rocks is because, to me, up close, does that not look like somebody's butt cheeks? A crack? That's kind of fun, I think. Oh, I need some black here. So yeah, yesterday was just cleaning the house and prepping the van, scrubbed the shower, did not mop the floors. I'll probably do that today. But I often do that. I usually often spend my Saturdays, if I don't have something to do, Saturday morning I like to clean the house and kind of catch up on some cleaning that I neglected or procrastinated on over the course of the week. Does anybody else do that? I mean, you do the cleaning you have to do during the week, obviously dishes and stuff like that, but I don't mop the floors and stuff during the week often. Josh, did you get well, maybe I shouldn't say. Josh is making a vlog that I will have be in sporadically. We were working on something, kind of. Did you get that done yesterday? Crap, I messed up my color here. I don't know how this is gonna go. I don't know how long I'm gonna stay live on here for. I just thought I'd try it out. If it's too distracting to me to actually get anything done on this painting, then I'll probably turn it off, but I just thought I would say hi. What else can I talk about? My new job. What's going on with you guys? What are you guys doing for your President's Day? Yeah, as I was loading my van with tools and stuff, it's kind of like, okay, what do I need? And then it's like, oh, I need basically everything. When you're doing restoration, you have to do, like, because I end up doing drywall and trim work and framing and basically everything. So I'm not overly looking forward to that. Not looking forward to the job in general, but it's a job. We all gotta do what we gotta do, right, to pay the bills. Melody got some new shoes on Saturday, which was, we went to the Nike outlet store for the first time there's like a premium outlet mall by the airport here, and it was really cool actually. They had a lot of, because it's an outlet store, most of the shoes were, call it 20% off of what they had for the suggested retail. So there was lots of nice shoes for, pretty good prices for under 150 bucks. There was lots of shoes for under 100 bucks that I would buy. I wanted to buy some, but I can't justify buying new shoes right now. But they said maybe if some kind of art sales go good, then I will reward myself with a trip back to that outlet store and get some new Nikes, because I don't know, I have one pair of nice Nikes, and I'm not like a sneakerhead or anything by any means, but it's cool to have cool things if you can afford it, if it makes sense. I generally don't blow money on things if I don't need them or can't afford it, but sometimes you got to treat yourself, right? Or reward yourself for a job well done. I've done, I don't know how many brush strokes in the sky that I've done like this, but I just keep adding to it, and just trying to make it look really even and have a little bit of all the colors make it look uniform, which it's getting there. It's just this top portion up here doesn't quite match the rest of it, so I just keep adding thin little wisps or whatever you want to call it of different colors, and slowly but surely it is evening out. I guess I probably could talk a little bit about the meaning behind this, because there's only 16 people watching, which is totally cool. The fact that anybody is watching this is cool to me, but it's not like I'd be giving away a huge secret to the world by talking about it, and I need something to talk about, so I'll talk about it. Can you guys hear me good for one thing right now? Give me a thumbs up or something. Do I need to talk louder? I am a quiet talker historically. It's funny, Josh has joked about, like, and he's right, how, you know, when your kids are like babies or toddlers and they have their own language, and only you, so lots of times as a parent, you're like the only one that can understand them, because you obviously they're your child, and you can pick up on their body language and what they might want, and you can kind of decipher what they're trying to say, and so you have your own little kind of language, and both me and Melody are quiet talkers, and so I don't know, it's like our ears have adjusted to each other, and so lots of times, you know, we can talk to each other and just so quiet, and I'll know what she's saying, but nobody else can hear or won't know what we're saying, so that's kind of funny. But anyways, this painting, so this character's name's Burt, and Burt is my middle name, and I am named after my grandpa on my mom's side. And so the birth of this character kind of is one time somebody, we'll say a friend of a friend of a friend, my ex-wife, told me that I was so effing square I was round, which at the time, well, it doesn't really bug me anymore, but at the time it really pissed me off, that I was so square I was round, and that always kind of stuck with me. And so one night when I was in between houses, staying at my brother's, trying to finish up a job in Red Deer that I said I would finish up after I sold my house, I started trying to sketch to get into drawing, because I knew that I wanted to get into painting, and I figured to be good at painting I should practice drawing. And I don't know what, I was just thinking about when that was said to me, because it had always bugged me, and I just sketched this character. I should actually, bear with me, I'm gonna grab my sketchbook and show you guys the sketch. Okay, was it in this sketchbook or the other sketchbook? These are the first sketches I did. I Googled how to get good at drawing, and they said draw a hand. So that was this first sketch I did of my hand. And then I just kind of used it as my sketch page. I guess maybe this kind of sort of came from when I was sketching, was I started drawing spears, because I took architectural technology at SAIT back in 2006, and part of that, one of the classes was sketching, and so you'd sketch basic shapes to get your practice cross hatching and stuff like that to create shadows. And so actually, yeah, now that we're talking about it, that's how it came to be. So I was doing that, drawing squares and circles just as practice sketching just for fun. And then I must have been dwelling on my past life, and that's when I came up with the idea, I would say. And so this is the original sketch of this character. And the idea being, I guess, just kind of standing alone out in a starry night, just looking up into the sky. Just kind of like, you know, you ever look up at the sky and be like, I don't know what I'm doing here, but I'm here and I'm trying, and that's all I can really do. That's kind of what Burt and myself are feeling in this picture. So that's it, poorly explained. Not poorly explained, but that's it in a nutshell. I'll try and explain it more fluently in the vlog. But that is where this character and this picture came from, and I'm going to make a series around it. This is also kind of my first, this will be my first real, frick. Okay, got distracted and just made a big fat line that I didn't really want to make. I've also done that a lot, which is part of the reason why this is taking so long. So I don't really know what I'm doing here. I gotta go stay golden. Does anybody want to know anything else about me? What else could I say? Grew up on a farm. Maybe it'll just be, I don't know, is just watching me paint, is that something people would be interested in, or is that boring? Do I need to keep talking about something the whole time? Not really a big talker, to be perfectly honest. I guess that's another kind of something you could say about this character, about myself and Burt, is to me there's kind of two kinds of people in the world. There's the people that are like, hey, I'm such and such, and are just like totally cool with talking about themselves and the world, and want to make their opinion known, and that's fine, that's great, that's awesome. The world needs people like that. And then there is also people who are more like the observers, who are perfectly happy and prefer to just kind of sit back and watch things happen and soak it all in and will say something if they really feel the need, but are also perfectly content to just take it all in and learn that way. I'm definitely the observer type more than the here I am type. I don't know if that's what you'd call it. And so Burt is also the observer type, and that's why he's just kind of out here standing in the it's not really the wilderness. I mean, I guess it is, but there's nothing really around him. It's supposed to be like he's standing in the desert, but I don't really know how to necessarily make it look like a desert, so hopefully I think the texture that I've added to the ground kind of works. It's also supposed to be fairly simplistic in its style and nature, so there's not too much going on in that. I thought of adding a few little things, like some little symbology things, a little snake, like a UFO or something in the background. But I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to do it like this, and then I'll sell the original like this and make prints. And then I was thinking I could do some embellished prints with some little add-ons in the background, which might be kind of fun if anybody even wants to buy this original. Who knows? We'll see, I guess. Can anybody who happens to be watching this, or we'll see if I post this, I probably will, I guess. Can anybody relate to this character, to Burt? Does anybody else ever feel like they're just like here and doing the best they can and hope that's good enough? Because what the heck else are you gonna do, right? Half an hour we've been on here. 20 people still watching, or I don't know, people have probably come and gone. Thank you to whoever has watched the whole time, or who even stopped by for a second to check it out. I appreciate it. Ah, damn it, made another fat stroke. Oh, made another fat stroke. There is a kitten. I do have a cat. He's not here right now. Hi from BC. Not really a holiday. We celebrate just a federal holiday that some have off from work. Yeah, that's kind of what this is. Benefits are nice. Adult cat turbo plus kitten. Don't know name. The kitten's name is Zoe. It was going to be either Zoe or Earl, because we didn't know if it was a boy or a girl before. It is now known to be a girl, so its name is Zoe. All I see is crazy inflation. I must have missed something, but yes, there is a lot of inflation. I got an air fryer for early birthday gift. It's intimidating. Oh, happy birthday, Freddie. Yeah, I haven't got an air fryer yet. Lots of people have told me I should. Josh told me I should. They have one, and it makes sense for if you're just cooking for one or two people, which I obviously am. It's just me and Melody, so an air fryer probably would make sense. For one, I don't have a lot of counter space in my kitchen, so I don't know that if I necessarily want one for that reason. But who knows? Maybe I'll get one. Yes, sounds good. Happy birthday, Friday. Happy birthday, Friday. At some point, I should probably just say that this is good. Like, at some point, you need to know when to stop, right? Which is also a thing. Am I really adding a lot by continuing to add all these lines to it? I think so. To me, every time I do it, it looks a little bit better. And when I started painting this painting, I remember saying to Josh that I wanted it. I was going to keep working on it until it didn't look, amateurish, for the lack of a better word. I didn't want it to look like didn't want it to look kind of half-assed or like a elementary school project. Not that there's anything wrong with elementary school paintings or that they can't be really good, but I think you would know what I mean by that. I think it's starting. I think it's almost there. Chunky. I turned 40 this year in September. Speaking of birthdays, so that's old. I am old. I don't really have a point to that other than I'm turning old, I guess. I don't feel 40. I feel like, I don't know, a lot of days I just feel like I'm still some 20-something-year-old kid who doesn't know what the hell they're doing, trying to figure shit out. Does that ever go away? I'm sure for some people it does. Normally, I would have just swore really loudly, but I'm trying to keep it clean. I find that it's easy for me to I'll be painting and then I just start thinking about other things and then I get distracted and then I'll make like a big fat brush stroke and then I'll be mad and I'll swear because I'm trying to make it all really thin little streaks. So that's one thing I need to work on with painting is like really paying attention and trying to make each stroke intentional, and then maybe it won't take so long because I won't be constantly fixing little things that I don't like. Also need to next time paint the background first, because trying to paint it around something, now I have to try and make it look like all this flows through his body, and it doesn't really, but there's nothing I can do about that now. But for future paintings, I will make sure I do that. Landon is a rad name. Well, thank you. My birthday is in March. I get a new dresser and shoe storage for my birthday. You already know what you're getting for your birthday in March? Landon, so untrue. What is untrue? That I'm so effing square and round? I don't think I'm too square. Maybe I'm squarer than some people. Landon, did you send out the bowls? No, I haven't sent out the bowls. I'm sorry. But I am going to send them out. I was waiting for one other person to get back to me, and they haven't. So I think I'll just send them out. Virtuals. Thank you. Am I going to continue renovations to the trailer? Yes, the trailer is parked at Josh's. I'll move it here in the spring. I wanted to create a little. Well, ultimately, I'd like to do a cement pad in my backyard, but I don't think I'll be able to afford that this spring. But I'm going to set it up in my backyard and finish the renovations. I still have to do the flooring and a little bit of trim work and get the trailer lights hooked back up. So there's still a decent amount of work to do, but I want to get it here. And then because my house is so small and there's not an extra bedroom, because I use the one room that could be an extra bedroom as my little studio office. So I kind of want to set it up back there as like a little guest house, which I think will be cool, so that if my parents or whoever want to come visit me, or if Melody wants to have a sleepover, then they can kind of camp out in the backyard. So that is my plan for that, for at least this summer and spring. And then if I decide I need or want the money for it, I'll just try and sell it. But I want to get at least one summer's use out of it. And I feel like I'll probably keep it, because for what I just talked about the having a spare room, kind of, it'll be really nice to have for that, because it is nice in there. Hopefully the fridge and stuff works. I did not test if the fridge worked. I know the fridge doesn't work on propane, but I'm hoping it'll work on power, like on electricity. But the fridge doesn't even need to work. I also want to actually take it camping a couple of times. I haven't went for real camping in years now, and I've never taken Melody for real camping since she was went once when she was a baby up to Slave Lake with my brother, my twin brother Lance. So it'd be nice to use it for some actual camping as well. Okay, I feel like I should stop on this for now. Just do what you want to do. It's your channel. Agreed. Where and when did you learn carpentry? Your ideas are very creative. I've pretty much always been a carpenter. I got a job out of high school. The summer out of high school, I worked for the town department where I lived, cutting grass and that kind of crap. And then I had a buddy who worked for a carpenter and he wanted to hire another guy, and so I went and worked for him, and then I just kind of stuck with it after that. I worked for him for 4 or 5 years. And being a small town, you kind of do a little bit of everything, right? It's not as much in the city. It's can be anyways, more so with new builds, I guess, but things can be very, the finisher, the painter, the drywall, there's a different guy for each stage of the process. But working out there was good to learn a little bit of everything. So I've always done carpentry. I did a stint on the drilling rigs back in the day before I went to SAIT. Other than that, it's always been carpentry. So my dad was a carpenter as well, but we wouldn't really say I learned it from him so much. He did some cabinet making and stuff, and I helped him once in a while with a few things, but yeah, that's it. That's basically where I learned carpentry, just by doing it. Barbara, I'm definitely one of life's observers. Yeah, me too. I'm a texter, not a talker. Me too. I freaking hate phone calls. There's like a couple of my buddies from back home who we can just talk on the phone for an hour or whatever, right? Just guys that I grew up with. But other than that, I really don't like making phone calls. YouTube has enough fake channels and fake personalities already. Agreed. I will do my best. I'm a talker, not a texter. Well, that's good. See, the world needs both. Chris, alone in the big blue yonder. Yep, that's me. Cool. I'm glad you can relate. I really like the separation of blues. I totally feel that. Cool. Yeah, it's supposed to be kind of like a Milky Way kind of band or whatever, I guess. So I try to put more stars in there than the rest of it. If y'all could hear me on the mic, you would truly know my personality. I'm guessing you're like a super bubbly, this is Miss Chloe. I'm guessing you're like a super bubbly person. You can tell that just from your comments and stuff, which is awesome. I can relate. I felt that way since I lost my husband, just standing alone watching and waiting for something. I'm sorry you lost your husband. Sorry you lost your husband, Cindy. That sucks. Yeah, I definitely feel like this every day, whether I'm around people or not. Love the colors. Thank you. Amateurish, have you seen some of the $1 million gallery paintings? Yes. So that was one thing so I went and walked around with Josh at the art walk this last spring, and walking around there made me realize, I was like, you know what? I think I can do this, because I can do at least as good and probably a lot better than a lot of the paintings that I saw down there. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to them, but there's a lot of not very good art, in my opinion, for selling for pretty high prices, some of them. There's lots of amazing art as well, but I think with time and practice, I can definitely make stuff that is good. Better than a duct tape banana that sold for millions. Yeah, I don't know the story behind that. I know it's a thing, but it was dumb. Obviously, I turned 54 40 is a baby. Yeah, I don't feel like 40 makes me super old necessarily. It is a big number though. Don't know if it goes away, but more so it becomes less important. Hello. Hello, Miss Robertson. Amy. Landon, you must remember the saying, life begins at 40. Well, for me, I feel like hopefully my life kind of is re-beginning at 40, just because of all the crap I went through, and I feel like I've learned from it, and I'm hoping that this is kind of well, it is a fresh start for me. Oh, man, my back. It's one thing I'm not looking forward to either. My back comes and goes, and it's been going lately. I had a teacher, take care of yourself first so you can take care of others. You want. So you're in the right mind to help others. Yeah. I hope people can relate to it, if that's what you're talking about. And I am trying to take much better care of myself lately, as far as I don't go to the gym, which I should, but just as far as like taking care of my house, keeping it clean, eating healthier, those kinds of things, which is making me sleep. I've been sleeping so good lately for the most part compared to the rest of my life, it feels like. So that is also good and helpful. For some of us, life was downhill after 30. Yeah. My life definitely had some downhills after 30, but there's always can be uphills after that. It makes any sense. Drilling rigs is hard on the body. Yes, it certainly can be. Hello, Landon. I just wanted to say that as a 6-7-year-old, I still have not figured out what I am doing with my life. However, that may be the way life is supposed to be lived. Love to watch your videos. Thank you, Landon. Yeah, I guess you never really have it figured out, do you? Because you don't have, we're not in control. So every day something new is going to come up, and you just got to deal with it. When I was younger, everybody started calling me Glow. So I had a glowing personality, been going by Glow the rest of my life. Nice. That makes sense. That's cool. For me, this painting feels hopeful. Good. That's kind of what I was going for, I guess. Yes, that's what I mean. Make your environment happy for you so you can help. Cool. Okay, caught up on the comments there. Thank you everybody for watching and commenting. Okay, I think I'm gonna put this guy down for now. And bring up this guy. So this is Eddie. Now there's a few different versions of Eddie. I posted them to my Instagram when I first started painting them. So this guy I started painting when I came home from a good friend's funeral. I had a friend who was 44, 45. We had worked together in Red Deer, and he got cancer. He got like tongue and throat cancer, and he had fought it off over the course of 5 or 6 years. He'd had like multiple crazy surgeries, all kind of skin grafts, to repair like his tongue was only half tongue. The other part was muscles from his legs and wherever other places. And he always stayed super positive. He's always like the happiest, most positive guy for the most part, considering what he had been through, and always knowing that the cancer could come back at any time, and it eventually did. And freaking COVID, I mean, it's not all COVID's fault, obviously, but COVID delayed him from getting the surgery he needed when it came back. The third time, um, he kept getting little growths and stuff back on his tongue, and he always got them checked out, and they always came back as it's just a random little growth or whatever. But one eventually did come back as cancerous, but COVID delayed him from getting this surgery to get it removed for like 6 months, and by the time he got in, the cancer had spread, and there was, so he had to have like major chemo and stuff, and it was a heart failure, or yeah, I'm pretty sure it was something in his heart failed eventually from all the surgeries and all the stress and all the chemo. So anyways, came back from his funeral and started painting this painting that night, because I was just like, he was also always very encouraging of me and the stuff outside of work that I was trying to do, and supportive of me, and when I was getting divorced and stuff, he knew what was going on. So good dude. But anyways, I digress. I started painting this because I was like, Adam would want me to paint something and try and figure this shit out. So that was when I started painting this painting. And so there's the initial version, which I call Humble Eddie. And then there's the version where I gave him like a red headband and some red lips, because I just wanted it to be like a pop of color. Thought I'd try the black and white with a pop of color. I thought that would look cool. And that one was called Tranny Eddie, because once I painted the lips red, it looked like a tranny kind of. So that was Tranny Eddie, and I almost left it at that, but then I was like, I don't really like the way this painting looks anymore, and I put a lot of time into it at that point. So I was like, well, I don't just want to leave it at this. Like, let's figure something out with this painting. Let's finish it. And I had at one point sketched. Let me go get my other sketchbook, because I think it's in the other sketchbook. Where is my other sketchbook? It's not where it's supposed to be, so I have no idea where it is. What the heck? I have two other sketchbooks, and I don't think the thing I'm looking for is in this sketchbook that I have. Let me check them. What the heck, I'll show you guys some pictures in the sketchbook. So this one I posted on my Instagram. This one I'm going to turn into a painting. This is an ant that I drew. I don't think I'll turn that into a painting. I guess I could. Maybe give him a Burt head.
Come on, come on, come on. Sorry, this is kind of boring. Oh.
This is one that I posted to Instagram. It says, swallow daily with Kool-Aid. Swallow your pride daily with Kool-Aid.
That's a metaphor for my failed marriage. I don't want to get too personal with that stuff, but I am going to try and make some of my art kind of personal, because they say like good songwriting, good art comes from pain, right? So, and then eventually, or well, even now, there will be happy, positive things as well. Okay, the painting, the sketch I'm looking for is not in this sketchbook. But anyways, he was Panny Eddie, and then I wanted to keep working on it, and I had done a sketch of a emoji face that was a bomb, and I was got that from listening to the song Bomb Track by Rage Against the Machine, and I think I was just flipping through my sketchbook and was like, oh, I could do that, and so that's when I gave him the bomb head. So the last stage of painting this is I was going to light the fuse, so have this fuse lit. But part of me is thinking that, do I want to have the fuse lit, or do I want it to leave it like this, with the symbolism being that the fuse isn't lit? So I'm going to call this painting Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe. Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe is a song by Kendrick Lamar, and so I was going to call this Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe Eddie. And then so if I left the fuse unlit, it's like if you kill his vibe, then the fuse will light and he'll blow up, and that will be the end of Eddie. So just for fun, if anybody's watching this and paying attention, should I light the fuse on Eddie or not? The ant looks like there's a good story to go with it. To be perfectly honest, that was just a picture that I found of an ant crawling on a leaf, and then I added the wall because it took me a long time to draw the ant, so I was like, well, let's just do this, because that'll be quicker and easier than trying to draw a whole background behind it. But it is kind of like, once I drew that wall, it's kind of like he's going over the wall to go to war, kind of thing is what it looks like. So there's kind of some symbolism behind it, I guess. So maybe I could turn it into a painting. I look for the positive daily. Even on the worst day, there's a positive to be found. That's true. And I'm trying to have more of that mindset after years and years of a very negative mindset. Just put a little bit of red in the wick, don't light it. Some of the wicks do have color. Part of me says light that bitch up, but more of me says don't. Yeah, I agree. I'm kind of torn. Maybe I should do a poll on here and I think the lit part would look kind of cool, but then it's like the fuse is lit. It just changes the meaning of it, kind of, or not changes the meaning, but well, I guess changes the meaning. I don't know. What I can do for now is I've had to do a lot of layers of white to cover up the hair and stuff that was on here. So I'll do a little bit more of that. There is going to be, we'll see how it looks when I print it out, but there is going to be, I'm hoping that I can sell prints of all three versions of Eddie, so I can have prints of Humble Eddie and Tranny Eddie to go with Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe Eddie. That's just some fun for facts for fun. if anybody ends up wanting to buy a print, shall see, I guess. These will be my first pieces of art that I've really tried to sell. I've sold a couple of like my cutting board, charcuterie boards to people. I've sold, art that I've sold. I was commissioned by the city of Red Deer, DBA, to build some sculptures for the Canada Winter Games. And Josh helped me with those. Some of you guys have been following Josh for a long time. The ram that he built was part of that. But I've never made a piece of paint, made a painting like this or a sculpture and sold it to somebody that I didn't know at a market or anything. I put my stuff in one market, and I just had my charcuterie boards and a couple other little home decor knickknackies. Not so much art. I mean, I guess they're kind of art, but didn't sell any of them. So we'll see how this goes. I don't know how exactly I'm going to proceed with all this as far as selling art. I'll do a show at some point, I guess. Post this stuff to Instagram and we shall see. Jim, hey Jim. Great title. Thank you. Don't light the fuse, but hold a match up to it. Well, who's holding the match though? I guess you could have a hand. Well, no, the hand in proportion would be too big. It would just be fingers holding a match. But who would be, I guess, the bitch could be holding the match. She could be lighting the fuse, which would kind of make sense, I guess. So maybe I could do that. That's a thought. It's only if you want a pop of color. Yeah, that would be kind of what I was thinking too. A pop of color would be good, but I also like just the monotoneness of it. I made the wick, so this is all black and white obviously, and then I made the wick, I put some browns in it, which I really like the little bit of contrast in the wick looking brown. You could paint a second one with it lit. I could, so that was the other thing I was thinking. I can sell the original and get prints and whatnot, and then I could do an embellished print, an embellished canvas print with the fused lit. So that would be cool. Maybe I'll do that. What do you guys think of that idea? Glenn, maybe a separate painting of it. Maybe a separate painting of a match or a lighter. Oh yeah, a completely separate painting that kind of goes with this one. Do that. But then a bomb is made to explode. I don't know how. You are helpful, Martha. You gave me well, I kind of had the idea already, yes, but you reinforced it. Just a floating match to symbolize the cancer. Yeah, do that. Have the match coming in from the side. Good idea. Let's just add some white and ponder. fun little thing.
So if somebody does buy this original, you get, that is the bottom of the heart tattoo I did when it was Tranny Eddie. He had a little heart tattoo here. So I kept that on the bottom. Wrapped it around there. Do like a separate painting of just to match maybe the wick coming down from the top. A lighter sculpture made of wood that you attach with a chain to the painting to invite the viewer to light it. Ooh, that's an idea. Glenny parked a lot. I like your name, Glenn. Be a smaller canvas. You guys are making me think about this a lot. I'm kind of leaning towards leaving it like this and then doing a separate something as a lighter. I like that idea of making a lighter and hanging it from here. That's a freaking cool idea. And then you'd have the choice to light the fuse or not, right? I really like that. I feel like I might do that. I got a little bit of blue mixed in with this brush. I need a super clean brush for doing this white. Let's try this one. This one's a little bigger. I need this one, and let's stick those back in the water. Let's stick this one back in the water. I need to get that one really clean. Maybe I should just buy another brush that size. I should just buy a brush that is the white only brush for situations like this. Because when you want just pure white, you don't want any other colors in there. Also, this white that I'm using doesn't cover the greatest, but it's what I use, so I just want to stay consistent with it. But it's taken a lot of layers. Companion piece, yes. Yeah, the thing is, if I go and paint the fuse lid on this, and then I don't like it, I'm gonna be so mad. I will have wasted so much time, and I've already spent a ridiculous amount of time on this, which I'm fine with because I'm just learning how to paint, and it's gotten better and better, which I'm happy with. But I do also want these two paintings to just be done so I can build frames for them and then move on to some new paintings. Which I guess I could move on and start new paintings at any time, but I just want to be done these ones, you know? All right, an hour and 10 minutes. I think I'm gonna log off here. Yes, just leave that one alone other than white and make it a piece to go with it. You decided what you're gonna do with the a great room in the basement. Oh, with the secret room in the basement. Yes, basically, I need to take out the one wall and move it back to accommodate the new half bath and laundry that's going in upstairs. I had to run new plumbing for it. And so rather than have the plumbing run across just floating in the middle of that room, I'm going to move the wall back to
wherever that plumbing is, so that plumbing can be either inside or just out, run along the side of that new wall. And then that'll also create more space right at the bottom of the stairs. And then in that space right at the bottom of the stairs, the ladder there, what I ultimately want to do is I would like to do some indoor growing of like lettuce and spinach type of stuff, whatever you call that. I can't think of the word right now, but get some of those, get the proper lighting and just grow lettuce and spinach and herbs and stuff like that, be able to grow it all year round down there. That's one thing I'm trying to do, is eat a lot cleaner. I haven't really done a bunch of research and stuff, but I do believe that all the processed foods and stuff that we eat have a lot to do with cancer and the stuff, that all the sickness and diseases that people are getting all the time. So I try to eat as little processed food as possible. Of course, I cheat every once in a while for some fast food. Who doesn't? Like the odd cheeseburger or whatever, or pizza or whatever. But I'm really trying to eat cleaner. So, and that's one thing that, like, lettuce and stuff grows pretty easily. I think easily and quickly. Lettuce and spinach, so I don't think it would take too much to set that up down there, and then I could just have fresh year-round garden stuff. I don't think I try and grow much else down there, because I want to have a proper garden in the spring, but just easy to grow things that grow fast and that I know that I will eat. So I'll do that there, and then the other portion of the secret room is ultimately just going to be storage, I think. And there'll be a walkway through, like a door through into the root cellar, so I don't have to go all the way through the low, like the crawl space that's not dug out. So it'll be storage and then access to the root cellar room, which will be cool, because I do want to make use of the root cellar and grow. Mostly just going to grow like things that produce and that I will eat. So lots of carrots, potatoes. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Hydroponics, that's the word I'm looking for. Yes, little hydroponic setup for vegetables. The air fryer will great to eat healthier. Yeah, air fryers are good for that, cooking in small batches. Yeah. Okay, peace out, everybody. I need to focus on I just need to clean up all the exterior lines. And I think the decision has been made that I'm not going to light the fuse on this. I think I'm going to do the wooden lighter, either hanging from it or attached to it. I am going to build a frame for it. So yeah, thanks Glenn for the idea. How do I exit out of this? Exit. Sure, you want to stop streaming. Okay.